I had a crisis in 2013. So I was going along my business, minding my own, you know, doing my work, working with clients, doing well. And I remember it was the summer and I was getting ready to do some new things in the fall. And long story short, I had a bruise on my leg. It was unexplained. Went to the walk-in clinic because my doctor wasn't available. And I got back the result the same day. I was told I had leukemia, the most aggressive leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia, which is a blood cancer. And my world turned upside down. My business went on pause for years because I literally was fighting for my life. So I went through conventional treatment, did well, but 10 months in, the cancer came back. Now I needed a stem cell transplant to stay alive. So now I'm fighting. So I think I'm good. I think I've beaten this thing because I went through treatment really, really, really well. No big issues. I mean, treatment was awful, but once you got out of it, it was fine. Then 10 months in, it's back. And now, my healthcare team says for long-term survival, you need a stem cell transplant. That's how part of the treatment for leukemia and some blood cancers and other blood disorders. Okay, I need a transplant. Usually they look to your siblings to see if they're compatible matches. So they look at my siblings. I have four. None was a compatible match. My world just collapsed again. Because here I'm there thinking now chances are I will have one. But the reality is that's not typically so. Only 25% of people in your family will be a compatible match for you. And so now I have to turn to the Canadian National Stem Cell Registry because that's how that is. They're banking potential donors in that registry for people like me, someone who will end up with a something that could be terminal. I turn to the registry. What do I see? There's nobody there that's a match for me. And when I look, because when you need a stem cell transplant, ethnicity matters. You're likely to find someone, a matching donor from someone from your ethnic background. I'm Jamaican, I'm Black. That's what I would be looking for. When we look at the registry, 1% of Blacks make up that registry. Instinctively, I knew I was not going to find a match. And so I knew I was going to die. Pretty much I was going to die. And so I said, you know what? Even if I never found a match, I had to do something about it. And that's from my mother. That's fearlessness, that fight, that feisty, bring it on. So I said, you know what? We have to do something about it. I went public with my story, talking about what's happening in the registry, and I'm looking for a match as well. And so during that period, the charity that I know chair and co-founded was born because we needed more people in that registry because people are out there dying. As a matter of fact, as I said to Amanda yesterday, when my story went public, I got national press, people who were in a very similar situation, reached out to me and said, we're also looking for a match. Sadly, some of those people are not around. In fact, most of them are not around. Some have died waiting because there was not enough in that registry. So fast forward, my sister was a half match for me. So I took the risk of going with a half match. You want almost full compatibility because one, it's risky doing a stem cell transplant. Second, which is not invasive, by the way, people. Secondly, the higher your match is the greater your outcome of survival, of no long-term issues. I'm desperate now, so I've decided to do it. So it turns out that it worked out very, very well for me. My sister was my match, my half match. I did it and I worked out well. What happened after do all of that, which is years, I had to put my business on through diagnosis, relapse, transplant, and recovery takes years. I come back to start my business again and marketing as I knew it. Traditional media was dying. I could see that, or was no longer as powerful as it was. And I decided that's not the direction I wanted to go with marketing. And I saw where the shift was happening to digital. And I decided I needed to make that shift as well. And I remember listening to a podcast, and this guy said, you know what? If you want to make quantum leaps in your business, you have to, technology is the way to go. And it just hit a nerve. And I said, you know what? I'm going to figure out this whole technology thing. I'm going to see how it's going to work in my business. And that's how I happened upon automation. We get one shot at life. That's it. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care what accolades you have. You get one shot. One shot. This is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. And so I think we need to foster and grow the things that are important to us. And family, if family is important, you need to foster that and create business that facilitates and fosters that, as opposed to a business that takes you away from that. And when we were talking yesterday, Amanda, that's why I said to you, I was drawn to automation because it actually helps you to regain time. It frees you up. It frees up that overwhelm so you can do the things that you really love. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, they work so hard, but they end up resenting their business because it takes them away from the things that are important, including families. How many of them can't attend recitals or soccer games or basketball games or just being home to watch a movie, to chill and watch a movie, or just having a chat? You never get back the time. Time is not renewable. And what I can tell you is that your kids grow up really fast. And if you never foster that sense of family, I don't care how successful you are, you won't have them around Thanksgiving because they don't want to be around you. You won't have them around Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate because you never fostered that. And you're going to find yourself alone. And that's why that's important that your business facilitates your lifestyle.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's a sad reality for a lot of people. They get so consumed with the work that they forget
Yes,
about why we are doing the work at the end of
that,
the day, right?
that's
It is
right.
for the family, it's for to build that legacy, it's to build that support.
That's
And
right.
it's, yeah, and it's a good reminder. So thank you for like reminding to getting back to the core is really building the foundation and the family and being there so they can see the work ethic one, but everything we're doing is to be there with them and for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that doesn't happen overnight.
Mhm.
That is a conscious choice.